Welcome to Supplier Spot Spotlight, the podcast where we shine a light on the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Join us as we chat with suppliers, park owners, and staff, uncovering insights, strategies, and stories that will elevate your outdoor experience. Get ready for inspiration and innovation in every episode.
Hey everybody, Bobby here again with Supplier Spotlight Podcast. I have our next guest. This is Amber Lambert with Betson. Amber, thank you for coming on.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's always great to do these real casual, informal type spotlights. I always like to spotlight suppliers who are in this industry. I know I've heard a lot about Betson going to all these RV parks and talking to campground owners about the arcades and all the different types of amenities you guys can bring into an RV park and campground and just really spice up that campground and let the kids a place to go and have fun, especially if it's like raining or something outside. So I thank you for being on with me, and thank you for, I think one of your colleagues, James, is the one that signed up Betson on Supplier Spot, so it's great to have you on there as another resource for campground owners to get to.
Awesome.
So with that said, so what do you think about Supplier Spot? As I told you earlier, I launched it March 5th, so it's still brand new, but I am building it up, revamping the website to make it look better and easier to navigate. But what are your thoughts about Supplier Spot?
I think it's a great resource, one-stop shop to find everything. It's really hard sometimes to get out to all the trade shows and things like that to find all the resources and the stuff you need to grow a business. So
that's exactly what I'm doing with this is, I attended I think there's like 13 trade shows I attended January of 2023 to December of 2023. And I met so many great people out there, but more importantly, like you said, you can't always go to every single one of them. And so with me with Supplier Spot, me just being the only person doing this, I'm bootstrapping this. So I'm paying for it out of my pocket, paying my own stuff. I'm going to as many conferences and trade shows as possible to really promote Supplier Spot. So I'm working closely with associations to come in and help them out with some activities and stuff that I can do with them. I mentioned to you earlier as well, I have a DJ business here in Colorado where I'm based out of. And part of my DJ business is I do fun trivia where people can actually use their devices. So that's a good way for suppliers to actually get promoted, because I'll ask the suppliers who are usually sponsoring the events to send me their questions that they want us to know about the business. So for example, if you're a sponsor somewhere, I can say, hey, so, what year did Betson get started? And that would be one of the questions. And it's kind of a cool way to really help promote the suppliers out there while I'm at these shows. So with that being said, Amber, I know I'm doing a lot of talking here, but I want to hear what you have to say. I mean, I've heard great things. I told you I was looking at your website. So tell me, what is Betson and how to get started? And I always like to know, how do names come about? Where the name Betson come from? Let's just start from the very beginning.
I'll tell you what I know. So I'm not part of the family, but it's a family-owned business. Okay. So it's H. Betty Industries. So the Bettys owned it and still own it to this day. We're celebrating our 90th year anniversary.
Wow.
This year. So it's been in our family for a long time, but the great thing about Betson is that they make everybody feel like family. Like, I've worked for family-owned businesses before where you kind of feel like an outsider. That's not Betson at all. And they make their customers feel like family. So that's that attracted me to, come to Betson, and I've loved it ever since. So we're a game distributor. If you think about like a Walmart of arcade games, so we distribute all the major manufacturers. We distribute vending machines. So, if you're looking for a vending machine for your campground, or, I've seen people put vending machines where they put, things like bug spray and stuff. You got to think outside the box on some of the things that you could vend to your customer.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize you were actually doing vending machines. I was all going crazy about the games. I noticed too, the logo, you said very, very old company, I should say, but always still staying in the new. I noticed the logo almost looks like the old Atari logo. I'm not sure if that was meant that way or not, but I don't know if it was just me, but yeah. It's just
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It was before my time.
Well, I remember getting my first Atari. Well, actually, it was my brother. He was 9 years older than me, but I remember playing the first Atari back in like the early 80s. So that's really dating myself too. So, but yeah, I didn't realize that you guys actually have vending machines.
I believe that Betson family started in like jukeboxes and that kind of
Oh,
thing back in the day. So
that's
again, many
awesome.
years ago, lots have changed since then.
Yeah, oh yeah, and probably back in those days it was like the vinyl records where actually the jukebox would pull the record over and everything. You can actually watch it spin. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and that was a great idea you're talking about too, like bug spray. So instead of putting just like sodas and stuff in here, you could actually put like the bottle bug sprays and stuff, and it'll
Yeah.
work the same way.
Oh yeah, you could dispense anything. You could dispense socks. You could dispense like pretty much
Wow,
anything you want. So,
that's a cool
there's
idea.
yeah. I
I never even
mean,
thought about that.
anytime you're at a campground, you know you forgot something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know a lot of them. They have their, of course, their campground stores. But I mean, that's great if you're like closed, if the store's closed, and there's a vending machine right on the front porch that has all that stuff you can get to. That's great.
Yeah, how about making a vending machine that has like all the s'mores tips and stuff in it?
Oh,
That would be
oh, that's even better. Yeah, because they probably forgot to get it during the day, and now it's nighttime. They don't have all the materials. That's a great idea. So this is
yeah.
perfect stuff for the campground owners. Yeah, it also looks like you can do like coffee machines, and oh, this is really cool stuff. So. What do you
Yeah.
what would you think is like your number one seller type thing to RV parks and campgrounds?
I would say you probably more on the vending machine side, but also, just some basic games like to have an additional offering for the kids. I've canceled kids before, so some of them are good. Sometimes you need some extra stuff for them, right?
Yep.
It's good to disconnect, but like you said, there's sometimes that it's raining out and you
Yeah.
just you're I don't know when I'm looking for something like a campground, I would look for additional amenities just because,
Yeah.
that would help me make my decision on where I'm gonna stay. To
Yeah,
have
definitely.
activities and things.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there too, because that's the first thought that came to my mind. If it's raining out and you have even if you have a smaller camper, or if you're in a tent at a campground, it's like, all right, go to the game arcade and play for a little bit since it's raining out, so we don't have four family members crammed into a tent or something. So, no, that is a really cool idea. Oh yeah, I can see here's some video machines.
The cool thing about the arcades nowadays is a lot of times, you can get like game card systems where you can just set time play on them. So you could give them an hour of time play and they can just play to their heart's content for an hour. So you can set those things. You can create small game rooms that have like self-redemption where they can just go to like a little kiosk to redeem for some prizes and they walk away with a good positive experience of their time with their campground.
Yeah, that's amazing. So that kind of led me to think about something. I'm not sure if you can answer this question or not, or if it's been thought about. Would those like game cards, do you think they ever be integrated with like the RFID bands that some resorts are starting to use nowadays? Can it be
Oh yeah,
integrated with that?
yeah, they do that already.
Wow, see, that's awesome. I would have never thought about that. So I know they have the RFID bands to like go and buy items and stuff from the stores or, like I don't know, the concession stands, things like that. I never thought about actually doing it for gaming and stuff like that. And that's cool. You have the jukeboxes here. So, and I assume too, and of course, I don't always assume because we know what assume does to people or what makes them feel like. But the jukeboxes probably already have the music licensing and everything's included when they set that up at the campground, right? So they don't have to worry about the music licensing stuff.
Yeah, and so most jukeboxes are run through operators. So like
Okay.
an operator is somebody that would put games at your location and do like a revenue share. So
Okay.
if you're not wanting to buy your own games yet, we work with operators as well who do that. They'll place games at your place and just do a split with you. And
Okay.
then they take care of all the maintenance and that kind of stuff. So normally jukeboxes are sold through operators through the operator channels.
Ah,
But
okay. So I guess so let's say I own a campground and I want to bring in some gaming systems. Will they like make you do like an upfront charge, or can you answer that because every operator is different?
well, not like they don't, they'll sign a contract with you because obviously they need to get recoup their investment as well.
Yep. Mhm.
But yeah, if you don't want to deal with maintenance or fixing names, we work with operators all over the country that can place some games in your location. When you own your own games, you have a little more flexibility of choice on what you want to put in.
Yeah.
But some people don't want to deal with it, but they still want to have that amenity. So there are options.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer to me. If the person will just come in, put the games in, I do a shared revenue with them, and I don't have to do anything in the machines but call them when it breaks. To me, that's kind of a win-win situation there. So, Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, I'm looking here, the family you guys got here and the people, and this is cool that it's all family owned and tradition and everything else. It's hard to believe 1934 when games were, I guess, just getting popular back then. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, you got a crazy story here. Where are you guys? Where's like your headquarters? You're based out of?
So we're based out in New Jersey,
Okay.
but we have 13 warehouses around the U.S. So I live on the West Coast. I'm in the Washington area.
Okay.
So I cover the Pacific Northwest and Western and Central Canada. But we have 30 sales reps and an entire team of warehouse personnel, or moving equipment. We deal with a lot of used equipment as well. So, if you're not looking to buy something brand new, then, find something used, save a little bit of money.
Great. What about like casino style machines? Is that a whole different realm that you guys don't get into, or do you guys do like video poker? No, you don't mess with that stuff.
Yeah, we don't have around that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
was just
that's
curious.
so.
I know some people they buy like old video poker machines from casinos that they're not using anymore just for fun to have in their basement or something like that. So I didn't know if you had that where the door's open, you just take the change out and put it in, play the game or something. So I don't know if you guys did
Yeah,
something like
I mean, there are machines that tend to be, more on the kids. We do a lot more with kids, so
that. Okay.
we stay away from the gambling side of things.
Yeah, it looks like you guys have the big games too. Like we just had a Dave and Buster's open. I'm here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's where I'm based out of, and Dave and Buster's just open. It looks like the same type of games that would go into there. So, wow, this is
Yeah,
pretty cool.
you can build even in a smaller space, you can put, you guys can put a couple of like claw machines. Like they don't cost that much and they have a great return on investment. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people that are scared to dabble in it, just try one claw machine and see how it does for you, and you'll probably want more after that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And it looks like you can get the parts here too. So if you ever wanted to like try to do maintenance yourself, I take it you can buy parts. Oh, parts here. Oh, looks like a lot of the items too that you guys sell for the
So
prizes and things like that.
you can get creative with electric claw machines. You don't have to do just plush animals and stuff. I've seen people do snack claw machines where you grab bags of chips or, whatever, and just different things that you can get creative with.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, like you were even talking about like the s'mores kits. It'd be fun to have like just a bunch of s'mores kits and watch the claw pick it up and drop it in. So, but it kind of wouldn't be fun though if you didn't get a s'more if you put all that money in and didn't pick one up. So.
Well,
Yeah.
you can set in so it wins every time. So that's
Oh, okay.
you can make sure that your cost is covered and set it to how often you want it to win. So.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, that's another thing I just learned. I didn't realize that. So there's actually settings on these claw machines that you can do on the back end to make it like win or lose. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, this is like I said, I'm kind of shocked. I mean, I browsed your website a little bit before this, but man, I didn't really get into it too much until we just started talking. So just there's all kinds of stuff. Look, oh, you can do pool tables and everything. Wow. So,
Pool
or you
table.
can get parts for pool tables or supplies. Okay, cool.
Yep,
Yeah, this
shuffle.
is yeah, this is what kind of what I was talking about, like gaming type stuff. But you said you don't get too much into that. It's more of like the parts and stuff. So, what about if like, well, the reason why I'm going with this is a friend of mine has a video poker machine in his basement that he got from like an old casino in Nevada somewhere. It's like from the early '90s, so it actually
Uh,
still uses the quarters. And one of the parts went broken. He was having a heck of a time trying to find it. Would you be a resource for to call and say, "Hey, we have this machine. Do you know anybody that would possibly have this?"
Yeah, our entire parts team. It's another division of our company, so not something that like if they called me, I'd put them to with a parts person. But
Perfect.
yeah, the our parts team is amazing, and they get pretty creative and find stuff for you.
Well, that's good to know because actually, I got to share. I have a 1964 Coca-Cola bottle dispenser or vending machine. I bought it from a guy who had it in his basement. He was using it for beer, so he just had the beer in there, and he made it where you would just push the button to unlock the little latch thing. Well, I wanted it. I bought it from him, and I completely refurbished it. I sanded it down. I primered it. I took the old 1964. I'm sure it was full of asbestos insulation out, and re-put in new insulation, painted it, got brand new stickers for it. And it's actually working. And I ended up having to buy a new cooling system for it. there's a guy that redoes cooling systems for these old Coke machines. But I do want to take it and put it back into the change, and the change operator thing's not working. So I might have to talk to you after this call and say, hey, do you know a parts person that might know where I could find that? I tried buying one on eBay, and when it showed up, I still had cobwebs on it and it wouldn't work. So I sent it back to him. I was like, all right, I'm not going to go through this again. So yeah, I'll probably talk to you about that, because I didn't even think about coming to a place like this to find parts for it, because I didn't want to find that machine, like change thing, and use the actual change thing so people don't have to push the button, because I want them to actually have the experience. So.
Fun. And people, if you buy games from us, we also have an entire support team. So if you decide to buy your own games and you want to, have that extra support, our guys can walk you through just about anything. I used to have my Family Entertainment Center, and sometimes my game tech would be off, and I'd have to get in there and learn how to fix them.
Yeah.
I'm not technical, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's a great concept to say that, you already have a support team. I know when I first logged on the website, there's a little thing on here that talked about like real-time tech support on the weekends or something like that. But it's nice to know you have a little chat feature here to help out, to get some help if you needed it too. So, well, this is
And
great.
we can help with layouts and everything. So if they have like a specific space and that they want to try to fit games, we can do, we have a CAD team that will do layouts. And then even after they purchased a day room from us, then we can continue to work with them to make sure it's optimized and it's making the most money. So we've come up with ideas for, promoting it and marketing it and those kind of things.
Wow, that's great. That's good information. So, and I think you're right when you said earlier about how when parents are choosing places to go to, amenities like this might be something that some parents want to go to. Like you said, sometimes it's nice to unplug, but it's always nice to be able to, go swimming all day and then get out of the sun and go into the arcade and play for a little bit. So yeah, that's a good point there. Yeah, this is great. I learned so much just in this 15 minutes or 16 minutes talking to you. So yeah, is there anything else you wanted to follow up on, or, how can people find you or get a hold of you? I know I went to your website. It's simply betson.com, real easy to find, but is there another way to get a hold of you or any other information you want to give to the watchers?
No, Betson.com, that's the best place to go. It's got all the information. If you want to connect with me personally, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on all the social media. I'm happy to connect with people. And you see that Skittles machine? This is such a cool vending machine where you
Oh
can
yeah, it looks cool. Oh, it
mix.
actually dispenses in color or
You can mix
individual.
what colors you want. It's really cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, I don't know if you've been to Vegas and been to the M&M factory. That's kind of a big thing there. Is you got to pick which colors you want from there. But this looks cool. It's a vending machine. You just choose the colors, and I assume it comes with like a bag or something. That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. I know.
yeah, we just want to help people increase their revenue. So, we're here to help.
Yeah, and that's the best thing. I think a lot of the RV park and campground owners need to or should know is that you're just there to help increase their revenue, of course, supply a good experience for the campers as well. But that's everything that's going here. So I'm glad that you guys are on bets or on a supplier spot, because it'll be a real quick, easy place to find you guys. As I mentioned to you a little bit, I'm revamping the site right now so I can make it look better. But then that way they have a direct contact to you and have more information. If they need to get a hold of you, they can always find you right directly on supplierspot.com, or of course go to betson.com too. So
Yep, absolutely.
well, great. Here, I'll stop sharing here so we can get back to our single screens. So yeah, well, thanks again, Amber. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to be on Supplier Spot. Like I said, I learned some new stuff. I personally know if I owned a park, I would probably have something. I really like the Skittles one too. That's pretty cool. I'd probably have that right in the office there, so I could do it anytime I wanted to. So, yeah,
Dangerous.
yeah, I know, right? We'll just pretend they're sugar free. I would try to convince myself that sugar is just in the mind or something. So
Right.
yeah. No, this is great. I really do appreciate Amber coming on. And again, everybody that's watching, you can get to them through supplierspot.com or betson.com. And like Amber says, she's on LinkedIn too. So Amber Lambert, just search for her on LinkedIn if you want to contact her directly. Even if you're not on the West Coast, I'm sure she'll find you the right person to talk to. So Amber,
Absolutely.
thank you again for being on and explaining all this to me. I really do appreciate it. It was a good
Yeah.
learning experience.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Supplier Spot Spotlight. Keep shining bright in the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Stay tuned for more illuminating conversations with industry experts. Until next time, enjoy the great outdoors.